We should all be grateful for the two and everyone involved because it was truly revolutionary. Of course, you're going to undersell. Nonetheless, we cannot forget what the two has brought to the table: style, technology, and materials. Put some respect on these twos, because if you don't, I will. So I doubled up. Baby, baby! And the rest is history. These are a size 14. These right here are size 13. I normally wear a size 13, but when I had these joints before, they weren't constructed right. Not the originals, but when they retroed these joints, they did it with trash leather, and it was very hard. Well, you guys already know my situation. I have feet of an athlete, so I need a little bit more space. But I can deal with the 13 if the materials are soft and they can reform or shape themselves around my feet. Nonetheless, I got a size 14 to try them on. Now, I pulled these joints out and they just look so big. Man. Now, although I consider this one of the, I consider this a perfect shoe or near perfect shoe, it has some flaws. It's heavy. I'm talking about heavy. And then you can't expect anything less from an Italian or a luxury type of shoe in the first place. I mean, if you guys have any designer shoes, whether it be Prada, Dior, whatever, 9 times out of 10, they're heavy. All right, the Louis joints, heavy. Gucci joints, heavy. With these, especially if they're made for athletes, especially people who have large bodies and a powerful first step, right? This is the perfect shoe for that. And for me, I'm just gonna go with my 13s for style, right? And if ever I need to play a pickup game or something like that at a gym and I wanna be fly, well, the size 14 is gonna be perfect for that because it's wide. It's nice and wide. The only thing would be that they're heavy, and that just means I gotta get my leg pressed up, you know? The leather is soft right up in here, right? When you push that joint, that's fire. What else? I like this little tag that they came with, and the box. Whew. They said that this box, well, it looks like from pictures, this is how they came originally, which is pretty dope. All right, if they came with a premium box like this, well, then it kind of makes sense to why the price tag jumped from $65 on the Jordan 1 to $100 with the Jordan 2. Because not only did they have to go and do some R&D, explore new technology, go to 2 different countries, and come back around with something that will be suitable for his airness's liking, they actually had to package it up nicely. So if they did all of that in the 80s, well, then it kind of makes sense that it jumped up as much as it did. Because that was one of the problems back then, that, the 2 was underrepresented in the retailer market, and the price was a little bit too high, especially for 1986 money. All right, but I think this is pretty dope. You got this, you got that. Oh, also, you get this book right here. Ah. Man, I love it when they give you little stuff like this. Now with this book right here, it kind of gives you a breakdown of why this shoe is the way that it is, the design of it, the technology that's inside of it, and all the components that make up the shoe. All right, you have the upper, the heel counter, the sock liner, the heel air sole, midsole, outsole, and not to mention they put it in a couple of different languages. English, I think French or Spanish maybe. They talk about speed, landing, jumping. They said that your lands from your jumps have a force 10 times your body weight. So they have to take all these things into consideration when they are developing a performance shoe. And I think they hit it out of the park with this joint, especially with the air bubble. We call it the air bubble, but it's pressurized gas encapsulated in urethane that provides maximum stable cushioning. All right, what they're basically saying is that this little air packet, right, it compresses and depresses exactly how it's intended to, over and over again without losing stability. All right, hey, that's big. So that's something to consider when you're buying these kicks, and appreciate these joints a little bit more, because all this tech that you see here that was developed for this joint, Well, you see them in a lot of other kicks that Nike has to offer. And to be honest with you, it's kind of the model for any other shoe that's out there that's considered themselves performance-based shoes. Not to mention the style and the design. Hey, you gotta have somebody with swag. And MJ at the time, even with those bell-bottom jeans, has swag. Hey, look, man, they're so fire, I had to get 2 of these joints, so I'm happy about that. So I give the box about an 8. I give the shoe a 9, 9.5. I would give it a 10, but they're heavy. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I'm happy about that. If you guys play basketball in these joints, I wouldn't suggest it. I'll be honest with you. These joints are literally for style at this moment. But if you want to swag out and if you're over 200 pounds, go for it. But for me, these joints are heavy. All right, look, if this is your first time stopping by, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And if you're returning, make sure you do the same. We try to do this every now and again. All right, look, I'm Mo-Kicks, and on this channel, we love our kicks. We take care of our kicks, and we wear them things. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Peace.